Bhavanta se turite aila Tikshu tunde kori Krishna Chandre Grasha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Mahabhalavanta se turiti aila. Interesting verse. He says that this very vicious demon, he picked up Krishna and he uses the phrase Krishna Chandra. Krishna is like the moon. The moon is something which is very cooling. But he says, Tikshu tunde kori Krishna Chandre. Tikshu means something very hot. Usually the moon is very cooling, but this particular moon was a very hot moon. Tikshu tunde, for his tunda, there's a famous verse that uses this word tunda. Does anybody know? Do you remember the first word or two? Tunde tandavani ratem vitante. It literally means tongue. Interesting point here. And he says that Krishna Chandra grasa koile. Grasa means like a small morsel of food. The Bakasura, he picked up Krishna, who's like the moon, but a hot moon. Just like a small morsel of food, and swallowed him up. Deki Balarama Adi Vyakula Haila Ki Haila Ki Hela Boli Kahite Adila Bula. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Deki Balarama Adi Vyakula Haila. When Balarama Adi, and the other boys saw this, they all became panic-stricken and they started shouting loudly. Nandikishore Goswami is paraphrasing the 49th verse of the 11th chapter of the 10th canto. Krishna Maha Bhaka Gashtam Dishtva Ramadayo Vrigaha Babur Indriyana Eva Vina Pranam Vichetasaha. That when Balaram and the boys saw that Krishna had been devoured by that crane, they all fainted. And it says, Vina pranam vichetasaha, like someone who's lost their prana, lost their life. Jiva Goswami, he comments on this, that although the boys knew the power of Krishna, and although Balaram himself had the power to kill Baka, when they saw Krishna in the mouth of Bakasura, suddenly they lost their Gyan Shakti, their intelligence, and their Kriya Shakti, their ability to move. It reminds me something of a subject matter we've been giving some seminars recently. We call Vishad Yoga, or the Yoga of Lamentation. It's a discussion on the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. I'm not going to go into that now. But it's an appropriate time perhaps to say a little something about the word Vishad. Vishad means lamentation. And according to the Sanskrit dictionary, Vishad also means to become stunned, to lose your intelligence. It means to become very, very depressed. By being so depressed, you lose your intelligence, you become stunned, you can't do anything anymore. This is Vishad. Vishad means lamentation and something which is very detrimental. But if you break the word up into two words, Vish means poison and Ad means to accept, then it becomes yoga. How is that? If we accept that lamentation, we accept the bad situation that we're in, and we use that to cry out to Krishna. The demigods are the representatives of religion. They're like the Supreme Temple presidents and GBC members in the universe. They have a really big job. And they're not small-time guys. What is the Charama Shloka, most important verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam according to Jiva Goswami? Does anyone know? Ete Chamsakala Pumsa Krishna's tu Bhagavan Swam. And what's the next line? Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Nidyanti Yuge Yuge. So this is the most important verse in Bhagavatam, that Krishna is the source of all different incarnations. In Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Nidyanti Yuge Yuge, he particularly comes to stick up for the temple presidents. To stick up for Gaurahari Prabhu and for the GBs, because God always supports organized religion. I know. I live in Jagannath Puri. That's the way things go there. So he comes again and again to protect the demigods. But there's a difference between those demigods and the Brijbasis. When the demigods see that Krishna has been swallowed by Bakasura, they become very, very disturbed. And what do? They pick up their weapons and they run to fight with him because they think they're all very, very powerful. And they go and they start telling him, look, we just had a meeting, we made a rule, you're not allowed to do this, or whatever they say. That's some legislation. But it didn't work very well. But when the cowherd boys begin to call out for Krishna, there's a big difference. So that's Vishad. That's accepting poison. And using it as yoga to call out to the Lord. It's a big subject matter. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that just as Balaram, when Krishna kidnapped Rukmini, both Vishwanath and Jiva say this, that when Krishna kidnapped Rukmini at the time of her marriage, Balaram became very disturbed. And he brought a big army there. It wasn't necessary. Krishna didn't need a big army to defend him against those puny little kings who were present there. But Balaram was very, very disturbed by it. He couldn't tolerate that. Because that's Bhav. It's not just that we say, well, anyway, everything's okay. Someone threatens our Guru Maharaj. It's okay, he's a pure devotee. Krishna will protect him. I should understand the philosophy and be detached. We can't be like that. We can't tolerate that. And then the Vrindavan Champu gives a little different explanation. It says that when the demigods saw that Krishna had been swallowed by Bakasura, they fell from the heavenly planets to the ground unconscious. And the Vrindavan Lilamrita describes Subadrari kahe ati pramadahaila badai daruna baka Krishna grasa koila. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Subhadrari kahe. This Subhadra is not the sister of Krishna and Balaram. This is the Subhadra who's the cowherd boy. Subhadrari, Subhadra along with all the cowherd boys, Ati Pramada Hoila. They all became extremely mad. They became crazy when they saw that Bakasura, Badai Daruna Baka, Krishna Grasa Koili, that this great crane had swallowed Krishna. And Subhadra, not the lady, Subhadra the cowherd boy, became very disturbed and he began speaking to his friends. What am I going to do? Ashibara Kali Rani Ati Yatna Kori Samaparna Koila Mosabara Hati Dharma Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. My dear friends, I don't know what I should do. Just before we left this morning, Krishna's mother, she called me aside and she said, Subhadra, listen very carefully. I want you to take good care of my Gopal, my Kanu. Don't let him out of your sight and you protect him. I've seen you're very strong. And I said, yes, mother. I'm very, very strong. Don't worry about your son. I'll protect him. Krishna, how can we go back? What am I going to say to Mother Yashoda? Krishna binu mora kichu najaniye ana tada sangha bina kaiche dariva tarahare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. We don't know anything but Krishna. The demigods, they had all their powerful weapons and they went to fight with Bakasura. But the cowherd boys, they don't know anything about weapons. They don't care about all that. He's our Pranasaka. He's our friend. He's the friend who gives us life. Ki rupe akshaha baka udaya yaya. And they prayed to Krishna, how can you leave us and stay inside this big duck? This is very bad. Eka bharadaya kori deha darashan Tamamina prana araya dharana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ek bar doya kori, very merciful, doya kori, please be kind. Ek bar, right now, right this very moment, deha darshan. Please give us your darshan, Krishna. Toma vina prana anaya dharana. We can't live without you. We're going to die. And this is what the boys thought. The demigods, they thought this is very bad. This is terrible. If Krishna is killed, what's going to happen to us? Then Bakasura is going to come and take over Amaravati. And he was thinking, I'll lose all my girlfriends. I won't have any more nice food. I'll lose my opulence and things. I'll lose my position. So we better fight with him. But the cowherd boys, they weren't thinking of that. They're telling Krishna, we can't live without you. You're our life. Bakare akshepa kori kohite lagila are nira runa tuni ki arya korila. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Then the boys began to speak to that duck. Bakare akshepa, in a very piteous way. Kori kahiti lagila. They began to cry. Are nida runatuni ki karya korila. Oh, heartless creature, what did you do with our friend? Mosabari chari Krishna rasa koili kini Pranalaya deha rako kishera kula. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, And then the boys said a very strange thing. Mosabari chari, why didn't you kill us? Why did you leave our bodies behind? You took Krishna away from us, but you left our body, you took our life, our prana, but then you left our body behind. Prana shunya de nahi prayojan Sikhamasi moshabari koroho vakshan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, what's the value of our body without our life? It's like, what do they call it? The Night of the Living Dead. I saw an advertisement. A zombie movie. It's the original zombie movie. We're all zombies. You've taken our life away. You've taken Krishna away. So what's the use of keeping these bodies behind? Shigra asked very quickly, right now, you should swallow us up also. And you should kill us. This is a very interesting thing also. And it's also connected with our discussion about the yoga of lamentation. Because this kind of lamentation means the desire to die. And that was Arjuna's desire in the first chapter of the Gita. He couldn't tolerate. It's going to be more painful for me to kill my friends, my teacher, my cousin brothers, than for me to stay alive. So Krishna, he said, better I die. And he put his weapons down on the battlefield in front of millions of the greatest soldiers in the world. He put his weapons down and said, better they kill me. This is a desire for suicide. This desire for suicide is also a very negative thing. It's a very common thing in the world today. They say that the most common form of death for teenagers in America today is suicide. But it's not just non-devotees who want to do that. It's another big discussion I don't want to get into right now. But when we speak about Vishad Yoga, we did this in Budapest, the devotees were a little shocked. Because I started telling them stories about devotees that I know who committed suicide. And everybody was a little, this is not a very happy subject. Especially since 2 devotees had committed suicide a month before. In Hungary, we found out. It's not such an uncommon thing. If we analyze the emotions, the feelings of someone who wants to commit suicide, they can't tolerate living anymore. They don't see any value in their life. And everything seems painful to them. And so better I just finish my life. Well, that's why we become devotees, isn't it? I don't see any value in living in the material world anymore. Everything's painful. Better I just commit social suicide. That's what happened to me when I shaved my head. I called my friend, hey, I was like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Nobody wanted me anymore. It was a kind of social suicide. So this is an aspect of Vishad. And this aspect of Vishad also, it's a big subject, but this is the desire for suicide is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bhajan, the desire for death. And this is also the desire of the devotees. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that the devotees die to live and live to die, to spread the holy name around. If we want to live, we should die. And by dying, we'll live. We have to die materially. What's the use of this stupid body? I want Krishna. I want to be done with everything in the material world. And so this is the emotion that the cowherd boys have before Bakasura. What did you do? You took Krishna. Why didn't you take us? You took our life, but you didn't take our bodies. You're a fool. Now you should also take our bodies as well. Eta kahi sabe